folks, welcome to Sports Focus. I am your host, John McNeill's.
Really?
Seriously?
Seriously?
I'm looking in this thing, man. It's all up on me, man. But thank you, Mr. McIntosh, for joining tonight, and Mr. Sybil.
Yeah, okay.
We are going to speak about Lord Brady in this episode.
Okay. Star Wars.
Earlier in the year, when they won their Super Bowl, I said that Tom Brady was the greatest quarterback in NFL history. I feel like I ate
Crow don't taste good.
You're damn right it doesn't taste good. I am I don't know what to say. You all right, Mr. McIntosh?
I'm doing pretty good.
You guys having a good time? Brady has been suspended for the first 4 games of the NFL season, and the Patriots as a team, they took a hit on this as well. They got fined $1 million, which is the most ever, and they lost a 2016 first-round draft pick and their 2017 fourth-round draft pick. Now, deserve it? Do Tom Brady deserve this, and does the Patriots organization deserve this punishment? McIntosh started off.
Well, the Patriot organization need a little harder. I don't think we're harder.
Because the findings did say that Belichick and the Patriots organization didn't know witchcraft. He didn't know anything about this whole football.
But still, you have people working in an organization who did it, and I don't think that the Patriots itself was hit hard enough.
Bountygate.
John
Payton said he didn't know anything that was going on. He was suspended for a whole year.
Yeah.
So were members of the management team.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And they said they had no idea what was going on. But the league said, this is your organization. How you not know? So that's the same question I'm going to ask about these Patriots. How you not know? Belichick runs a tight ship.
Mm-hmm.
He knows what's going on, but I have a feeling he won't one of those, I know, but I don't want to know. So whatever you do, don't tell me. I can plead the fifth and keep moving about my business.
Let's see, if that's the case, then why didn't, like I said, was the penalty high enough for this Patriots? No.
So you're basically saying that since it's the Patriots and you got Robert Kraft, who's obviously tight with Goodell.
Robert Kraft came his mouth and said, "Oh, my people will never do no stuff like that."
Remember, he demanded an apology when this whole thing first started.
Yes, he did. That's the first thing he said. We should, before the Super Bowl, we demand a public apology for taunting, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, you full of it. You need an X-Lax because you are full of it. You need to be relieved.
So that's why I said they deserve to get
now,
like they did.
You were saying that, Kevin, it's not harsh enough.
No.
How hard should Brady, what's the penalty for Brady and the Patriots?
The text messages show that this went back to like the Kansas City game. And remember,
which was like what, week 2, week 3, around there.
And remember when we was talking before, I said, how did you lose so handily against Kansas City? Complain about these footballs, and then you turn around and just demolish the Colts, but you can barely beat Geno Smith and the Jets? This does not make sense to me. It does not make sense to me. Now, understandably so that when they so-called redid the balls for the second half of the AFC Championship game, he did score 2 touchdowns, but those were very short passes that they took the rest of the way. Most of the time, that whole second half, they ran the ball. And of course, you're going to be dominant because you built your lead in the first half. No one questioned the balls in the first half, but you built your lead in that first half, so the Colts had no choice but to throw in the rain and in the cold to try to catch you. You controlled the clock by doing what? Running the ball, what every NFL team should do. So don't hand me that crap. Don't hand me that crap. You did it all season long, you should be suspended all season long.
So you saying that Brady should be suspended entire football season?
Yes, he should. Because you have cheated all season. You cheated. If those test messages was just from the playoffs, I wouldn't say too much about it. Yeah, 3-4 games, yeah. But it shows that they've talked about this for a whole season. And there's no telling how far back this goes.
Yeah.
So when you got caught cheating the first time with Spygate, You have a 10-year drought of the Super Bowl. Oh, you make it to the playoffs because you're in the weak division. But you struggle throughout the playoffs because you couldn't cheat any longer. Mm-hmm. So now you find another advantage to get in, and you win it. And now it's being found out, yeah, you were flirting around with the footballs. Yeah, you should be slapped. Hard. Very hard.
Yeah, that's what I say. Not slap hard enough. They're not.
Now, when I heard the verdict, and you make a very convincing argument that he should be suspended longer than 4 games. Yeah. And I wonder, what did they come to that decision to, 4 games? Because they have all the evidence. They probably know some stuff that the public doesn't know. So why they 4 games?
Me or you?
You.
Me. Because remember when they do the performance-enhancing drugs, your first offense is 4 games. First offense, 4 games.
And this is like performance-enhancing.
There you go. So, first offense, 4 games.
Because you're doing something to the ball to make it so you could grip it better.
Right, and have an advantage.
You have an advantage. Honestly, they should have been hit hard. Honestly, you should have had at least 10 games. Minimum 10. You look from Kansas City thing, you should have minimum 10 games. So if they did break the thing down, he would have 5 games off to sit on his butt. So he'd sit there and think about it. So he would not do this anymore.
Wow. 5, 10 games.
And because if you look at even Robert Kraft should be find his own self and say, you know what, he should be saying, make a public apology to the commissioner.
There you go.
Because he should have never came out his mouth and opened up and said that.
Now, here's the biggest thing. Chip Kelly is already under the gun where you got Deshaun Jackson saying, not Deshaun Jackson,
running back?
Yeah,
McCoy sitting up there talking about Chip Kelly and all this going on. Say that was Sanchez or anyone else, other Eagles quarterback, caught deflating balls. All hell would have broke loose in Philadelphia.
Big time.
Oh, and let's not have to be Dallas. Like I told you before, Jerry Jones would have been out faster than Sterling out of the NBA. Romo would have been suspended indefinitely. And Garrett wouldn't have been able to coach anymore in the NFL.
That's true.
Because it's America's team. So Patriots are now the face of the league. They're the typical franchise.
Yeah.
You know, that's the standard that your franchise is supposed to be.
It's elite standard.
And we find out that all this underhanded stuff is going on behind it. And like everybody said, you are what your coach is. Your coach is known as Bill Cheat, even by the great Don Shula. So if he's going to find a competitive edge, he's going to tell you to find one too. And if it's telling someone to deflate the balls, look, you're going to deflate the balls. I'll sign these things for you because they're going to be worth some money down the road when I retire. You know, the shoes, the baseball cards, the footballs. Yeah, you're going to have a whole plethora of Tom Brady stuff that you can auction off for thousands and thousands of dollars because he was going to go down as the greatest ever.
Yes, he was.
He was.
So, why not?
No.
And Patriots fans don't want to hear that. Sorry, but that's what's going to happen. Point blank, period. That's what's going to happen.
Ain't no
Now,
good.
what you think if Brady and his people make the appeal and they say they get only...
Oh, but see, here's the thing. They're going to make the appeal, but they went and got some of the heavyweight lawyers they can find. The best of the best. Kraft spend no money. He spared nothing. They got some of the lawyers that get stuff overturned, which is, tell you how messed up it is. That's the reason why that penalty should have been way harder. They should have got draft pick for 2-year first-round pick, plus a fourth round.
They need to make an example of the Patriots in their cheating ways.
Yeah.
And that's what Troy Vincent put in the statement. He, in so many words, he said, it doesn't matter who you are and what you do, you will be penalized. And this is a message to everyone in the NFL. Hey, you see, that's the face of the NFL. And I slapped him across his wrist. Don't think you're not going to be, you know, held at a lesser standard. You know, we did this to him, we'll do it to you. But it should have been harsher because if you're going to get it reduced, if you wanted to be 4 games, you should have made it the whole season and then let them knock it down some.
Yeah.
But just to give them 4 for a season worth and maybe more of cheating.
We don't know how long this been lasting.
No, who knows? Now he's going to miss.
Because that's also, matter of fact, I'm not trying to say it, but it's a bench for a receiver catching that ball.
Yes, it is. And Gronk.
Yeah. Now, for what they say, the ball, if it's cold weather, shrink the ball. So it's better for the quarterback to throw the ball. I really believe Brady, after losing in the playoffs previous years, and I think he just got fed up.
And especially losing to Manning in
Losing
Denver.
to Manning in Denver, losing to Manning, period, in the playoffs. You know, I'm sure that pissed him off and sent him to another
losing
level.
to Manning, losing to Roethlisberger, losing to
and you know goodness well he couldn't lose to Luck.
no,
That's a slap in the face.
You can't
and
lose to
especially
Luck.
after Luck handedly beat Manning in Indianapolis. You can't lose to him. You can't.
because he lost to what's the Baltimore quarterback?
Joe Flacco.
Flacco,
Yes.
and Flacco came after him. So you know he didn't not want to lose.
That's right.
Damn, that says a lot.
Yeah,
Says
and
a
He
lot.
lost to the Manning brother twice in the Super Bowl.
And as people say, Eli is the better Manning, so to speak. It's just like with the Williams sister. The younger one is better than the older one. And that's the way it turned out. He's undefeated in the Super Bowl and have not lost to Brady.
So
What do you think this does for Tom Brady himself, his legacy?
it put a big dent in it. He's not going to be able to bounce it. He may make it to Hall of Fame, but people are already going to hold this against him where he's going to look and say, well, what I'm saying.
Those reporters in that room, you know what I just said? Everybody's name comes up and they debate on that person. That's why it took Charles Haley forever and everybody else. But the biggest thing about it is you look at the multiple Super Bowl winning quarterbacks, the Montanas, Aikman, you know, all those guys, Ben, all these guys. They haven't weighed in on it yet, except for Troy. Troy did say there's nowhere in the world you not know the pressure of that ball. Every quarterback knows the football when he grabs the football. So there's no way you can't say, well, I didn't know. You know.
Yeah.
So let's see what Montana has to say. All these guys that we consider great, even down to Marino who haven't won a Super Bowl. You have all these quarterbacks who've done great things. Maybe they did tilt the ball a little bit, but not to the fact that, you know, it gave them such a big advantage over a whole season. But
And it's an advantage that when the other team intercepted the ball, they're like, hey.
right.
Yeah.
So that's big right there. When the other team got the ball, they're like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Right. And for the refs to sit there and stop a game and say we need to find a usable ball, something's not right.
True.
No, I'm with y'all. I think Mr. Brady, he needs to get touched a little harder. And it sucks, you know, for me personally, because he's going to miss the Dallas Cowboys game.
And
Week
that's what
5.
caused the crack.
You know,
But see,
so
what I'm hoping, they put an independent thing in there, and they say there, you know what? I think we should make it a little bit harder. That'd be nice, but I know they're not gonna do that.
no, they already said what they had to say, unless something else comes out, like with the Ray Rice thing,
Right.
you know, and a video or something.
I tell you what, and like I told this Patriot fan before, if you had nothing to hide, why didn't you give up your phone? Well, it's personal information, but it's safeguards again. That they told him to take it to his lawyer to get the information that they need, and he still refused. If Goodell had to give up his cell phone for the Ray Rice investigation, which he did voluntarily, why you can't?
Yep.
And that's exactly why I said, why did not Pacquiao take that blood test 5 years ago? Because he had something to
You
hide.
gotta go there.
He had something to hide. Keep it real. Y'all see? You just said that right there. Yeah.
You gotta go there. didn't you?
Pacquiao, you's a cheater, and that's why you got beat against Mayweather. That wasn't a great fight,
have mercy.
but that's why you got beat, because you're sorry. You're taking all them damn drugs. Stop doing that stuff. The bottom line is, people, when you lie and you don't forthright and tell the truth, this is what happens to you.
And let's back up one. If you would have told the truth when you were first asked about it, I don't think none of this would happen.
Yep.
I think, you know, that's exactly what they're going to get.
Yep.
Maybe a game, maybe, who knows, but
And
I
then-
know it won't be no 4 games, and I definitely don't think the Patriots will get hit like how they got hit.
That's right. Just admit it.
Admit it, tell the truth. Stop lying. Stop lying.
Andy Pettit.
There you go. He told the truth, right?
Yeah, he
Came
told
straight
you.
up, was like, hey, did it, and it's over. And folks, just like this program, it is over. Thank you. And all you Patriots fans, peace.